everyone, I'm Kimberly Bottom, your host for ACAMS TV, and we're bringing you interviews all week at ACAMS Vegas 2019. And Anthony Rodriguez joins us now with AFEX. Thank you, Anthony, for swinging by. I know that AFEX is a global payment company, but tell me a bit more about AFEX as a company.
Good. Well, thank you for having me today. AFEX, we're a global payments and risk management solution provider. We're licensed as a money service business here in the US, as a payment institution in Europe. We also have money transmitting licenses in Singapore as well as Australia. And the risk management part is we're licensed also as an investment company in EMEA as well as Australia, and that's what differentiates ourselves. But our core business has to do with helping small, medium enterprise businesses do their international payments. So what we like to say is that we're a company about financial inclusion. We like to provide small and medium businesses the type of financial services that multinationals receive from the big banks.
Exactly. And I know that with the convenience of global payments and what you do for your customers, it can be hard to also manage the privacy and the data protection. So how do you guys kind of tackle that hurdle?
Well, as a result of GDPR and being a global company, I have had to learn a lot about privacy. And being from the United States, the view on privacy and data protection was always a little bit different. GDPR, however, has helped us really prepare our program, and as a result of that, we've had to also add staff. So we now have a data governance person that helps us with all of our compliance when it comes to the different laws, and we have formed a team that now includes data governance, cybersecurity, as well as compliance. And we meet so that way, that intersection, we're able to follow all of the rules that GDPR has. And as a result of GDPR, what we're seeing are other countries and other regulators paying attention. California probably being the first and biggest impact here in the United States, leading the way from a data protection company. Fortunately for us, we're a B2B type of business, so the risk isn't as high. However, if you're a consumer business and a traditional money transmitter, now you have to start paying a lot of attention, especially if you were just in the United States. It is adding a lot of cost, a lot of overhead, and as we see with all of the data breaches, it's a very important topic, especially for your reputation and the trust of your customers. So we have spent the last 2 years really building up that area of our compliance program and learning how to take the lessons learned from GDPR and implement it in other parts of the world that are now putting together GDPR-like regulations.
Yep, privacy, exactly. So in terms of knowing your customer, how big of a thing is that for you guys right now in terms of the expectation to know a lot about them?
Well, for us, because we deal primarily with businesses, we have always had customer relationships, unlike a traditional money service business where the term of art is you're dealing with the consumers, and they're one-off transactions. However, traditional money service businesses, even though they don't have a traditional customer relationship, because of the need to do things like suspicious activity reporting, have what I like to call probably built pseudo customer profiles. Also from a customer experience perspective, when the customer comes to the counter at a retail level, you need a way to process those transactions quickly. So you're gathering information on them, so that way you could look them up. And then if they're doing a small transaction of $500 once a month to their family member, it's risk-based, so you may not dig very deep and have the same level of customer information that you would have if somebody's coming in sending, $5,000 a month.
Exactly.
So it's always been very important, and things like ultimate beneficial ownership, even though we're not technically required to follow that fifth pillar that banks have to. I feel that money service businesses, because they've always had to have top tier compliance programs, have always gone beyond the minimum requirements in regulation to really put forth their best foot and comply with the laws. So know your customer is just as important for money service businesses as it is for any other institution, and I think they've been paying a lot of attention to it for a long time because of the pressures of banking money service businesses and really having to do much more than the regulations require you to do.
Exactly. Now, with all of these things that you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, how does being involved with ACAMS, coming to the conference, speaking to other peers, how does that kind of help your business?
Well, that's great. I personally have been coming to ACAMS conferences for a very long time. I realized that I spoke at my first conference in 2003. And as I have grown in my career, ACAMS has really been a place that has allowed me to go out and learn from other subject matter experts. So what I see is that ACAMS is truly a community. From financial services perspective, we don't compete on compliance. We all have a very similar mission, and that is providing law enforcement with valuable information to catch the bad guys, if may human smuggling, be it money laundering and other financial crimes. So ACAMS has really been a cornerstone to my career development, as well as it gives me access to a broad breadth of people that I could go to whenever I have a question, be it that I need to just bang up some ideas, or something that maybe I'm not as familiar with or I need to keep up with, especially sanctions is a specific area that changes very quickly. Because I'm a generalist, as being a money service business, it has given me access to subject matter experts that I could call at any time. People who are members of ACAMS are always very willing to help, and that is what ACAMS does for the financial community. It gives you somewhere to go to share ideas and really be part of a community.
And it really is. It's a great community. It's so good to see everybody here this week, and then we'll see them again in Hollywood soon. So thank you for swinging by, sharing your experience with ACAMS and some really thought-leading ideas on where we're going. Yeah, it's been great speaking with you.
You too.
Thank you everybody for watching. This has been ACAMS TV. I'm your host, Kimberly Bottom, and we will be back with more interviews later in the week. Thanks so much for watching.